Good morning. I am on my way to work. Where else would I be going? Nowhere exciting. It is Friday though, so that's great news. I weighed in this morning and I had another goose egg. I think I'm officially stalled. I don't know if 2 days in a row counts as a stall or what counts as a stall, but again, I'm not over anxious about it. Tom is coming. My stress levels have been through the roof. Let me tell you, yesterday was so stressful. So I've been waiting for the guy in London to send me the link to make the payments for my medications for IVF. And I say payments because I'm having them split it up into 2 payments because I'm going to put the balance of what's left on my flexible spending account to pay for the bulk of it, and then the rest of it I'm paying on another card. So obviously on one, there's not infinite funds, so I have to have him kind of price it out and split up the payments. So he sent me the links yesterday and I went to go make the payment and my card kept declining and I'm like, crap. Well, FSA, flexible spending account, I've always been able to access from work, and whenever I have to send my substantiation forms, which is 100% of the time, don't ask me why, they're never ever able to validate it, so I always have to back it up with all the receipts and paperwork. Well, the last dental work I had done a while ago, I've been trying to submit the paperwork for, but I keep running into issues. One is that the account has a bad certificate. The website has a bad certificate, the flexible spending account, ADP website. And so I can't get to their website from work. My work is blocking it because it's a security risk. So I went home. I sent myself the paperwork at home, an email, and I went on my husband's computer and I tried to, I have an iPad, so I can't attach documents or do what I need to do through my iPad. So I went on my husband's computer and I tried to do it, and it looked like it wasn't working. I kept doing, it looked like it was working, but I could tell that it wasn't because I wasn't getting confirmation. So I did it 5 times and I was like, well, I'll just wait and see. Well, what happens with flexible spending account is if you don't submit the paperwork within a certain amount of time, they end up freezing your account. And I was afraid that that was going to happen if it didn't go through, and then I wouldn't be able to purchase my meds. So I called flexible spending account the other day and I told them all these issues that I'm having, and they said, well, sorry you're having these issues. I can walk you through the certificate error and see if we can fix that. And I really didn't have time for it. I just needed to cut to the chase and find out if my account had been frozen or not. See if they got the paperwork, and B, see if my account was frozen due to not submitting the paperwork. So the guy took a look and he said, no, your account's not frozen. It's still available for use. And no, we didn't get the paperwork. And he asked what browser I was using. My husband has Google Chrome. And he goes, well, that doesn't work with our website. So again, they still don't have the paperwork. I still can't get the paperwork to them. But my account's not frozen. So I'm like, okay, good. If I get this charge in before they freeze my account, or, and then I'll have time to work on getting the paperwork to him, then that'll be fine. So I go to submit it yesterday. 2 issues. One, the cost that they're giving me is in pounds. And so whatever charges to my card that day is based on the currency exchange rate. Well, he broke it up so it could take $24.30, but because of the exchange, the amount that was on my card, $2,430, they broke up the exchange rate put it over $2,430, which would not allow me to charge it, A, and B, my account's frozen. I go to log into ADP last night to try to see if there's anything going on, to call them to see if there's any restrictions on making international purchases, blah, 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 blah. I call them before they close, but by the time I go through all the prompts and enter all the information, it becomes 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at which point I, after going through all the prompts and giving them all my account info, get sent to, I'm sorry, our business hours are from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. Central Time. Please call back during business hours. Are you kidding me? In the process of trying to log in last night and try to fix this once again and trying to see if my account had gotten frozen in between the time I talked to the guy yesterday or the day before and when I tried to submit it, My blood pressure is going up as I'm telling you guys all this. It just was the biggest coup ever. I ended up locking myself out of my account. And then I called the number to see if I could get my account unlocked. And it was the same damn number that says call back during business hours. Finally, I figured it out. I went and I did a password reset. And I had to answer security questions that apparently I set up a while ago. And I kept answering my own security questions wrong. So every time you do that, it would lock you out for like so much time. But then it would it would release it and it would let me try again. So I went through this probably between 10 to 15 times and finally got a couple of my security questions right. And I have no idea how I had the answers wrong. Like one of them was, where did you meet your partner? Well, I don't know if that was where as in what state, or like if it was where as in I met him at work or at the ballpark or at church or... So I'm guessing. I'm like, what was I thinking when I filled these out? And what an ambiguous question. Oh my gosh. Okay, so long story short, no, it's not even long story short, it's long story long. My account is frozen due to non-payment. I finally got into the system to submit my substantiation paperwork, which will now take 3 days to release my account so that they can process it. And I've emailed the fertility meds guy that I've been in touch with and asked him to re-break up the payment so that I can not have, based on that day's exchange rate, not have it go over the amount that's about the available credit amount that's on that FSA card. So I asked him to bring it down a little so that even if it fluctuates, when I go to make the payment, it will accept it for that portion. That means that this is going to take till next week until I can actually place the order for my meds. So I still have time. However, it can take a couple weeks to get here. And I have to start taking some of those meds in 4 weeks from now. So I'm going to remain Om Zen. I literally sat at my desk yesterday trying to calm myself down, going, because that vibration makes me feel calm. And I don't do ohms very good, but I had to because I was going to lose my mind. We still don't have our water issue fixed. The guy's coming out tonight to detect where the leak is through some sound device. So they actually detect it through the pavement or whatever. I don't know. It's some high technology. When he detects where the leak is, then he can have the excavation guy come and start pounding our pavement up so that they can access the leak so that they can repair it. I am praying and hoping that the leak is in the wall and not underneath the pavement, although that's probably unlikely. I can still hope and I can still pray, because that will be the difference between a $1,000 job and potentially a $4,000 job. So if anyone feels like being prayer warriors today, I'll take it. I went to acupuncture yesterday. I told her that I've been feeling very stressed out. She said, let me give you some relaxation needles in addition to the other stuff that she did. And let me tell you that that is like magic. I was out. I slept the whole 30 minutes. And when I woke up, I felt like I had been sleeping I was just so out of it. It was a deep, 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 deep relaxation. So that took some of the edge off. And I just got myself all worked up again, and I brought some of that back to the surface. I really think that my stress is contributing to my goose eggs. My husband's been struggling too, so when we're both under stress, so it makes sense. So I'm trying to let it all go, trying to be calm, trying to be peaceful. I'm also sending some prayers out to the people in Barbados, because it looks like there was some pretty bad storms and possible hurricanes or whatever coming their way as well. So, but I felt really selfish sending some information to my rental guy about my flights and then realizing that they were going through that, and I'm hoping that everything's okay there. I've also been contacting my clinic nonstop, trying to figure out that whole needles and syringes thing, and they're probably concerned as well. So how much do we live in a bubble here? Like, our problems are so minuscule, our first world problems, compared to these other places that are dealing with hurricanes and starvation and disease. And though I will say, Texas is dealing with the West Nile virus. It's pretty bad. I mean, I'm not concerned, but I am concerned for the people who have been exposed and who are ill and who have died. They're spraying chemicals everywhere, though, and I understand that they're trying to protect people, but at the same time, they're putting people who have, immunity issues, and sensitivities to these pesticides at risk as well. So it's a double-edged sword there. All right, well over 10 minutes, not what I intended. Looking forward to a good weekend. I get my nephew today. Hopefully we'll get these repairs done with the pipes today, and we can move onward and upward. And then the scale will start budging again, right? All right, guys, have a fabulous weekend. Maybe I'll update, maybe I won't, I'm not sure, but I'll talk to you soon. Oh, and I took a shower today, so I'm clean. I had my husband turn the hot water on so I could shower. He was more than willing. Peace out.